The building that we work in at the moment, previously it was a local authority office. I think it was the housing, part of the housing for Hackney Council, and we still get people coming to ask about social housing here. I'm Katherine Clarke and I'm the artist partner of MUF, and I've been working with Liza now for probably coming on for 20 years. We're currently located in Mayor Street in the East End of London, and the studio has, since its inception, worked with the intention of delivering the public realm.
We used to describe our public spaces and our strategies as making space for more than one thing at a time. And for this show, we've added a word to that. We've bracketed more than one fragile thing at a time.
The duty to care is a peculiar phrase because it presupposes that the architect, as the professional consultant, has to know all there is to know of a situation, which is always an impossibility. And I think that we take that as a challenge to go into each project knowing that we are far less expert in the knowledge of a place than the people who live there already.
The fragile is a recurring interest that actually is looking for those hidden clues beyond a brief. In Ruskin Square, we're presenting two platforms which are cricket practice nets. They are the temporary occupation of a big development by the developers Stanhope and Schroeder, and we were brought in to work on the public realm. They are interested in design and they're open to a process. And so it is difficult, and it's difficult when, particularly when large sums of money are involved, that design is the risk line in a risk register. Because it has elements that aren't absolutely certain. The things that are open-ended. And I suppose that, of course, is what I got from working all these years with Katherine, is that in conceptual art practice, the open-endedness and the value of process is the driving force.
What I'm very much interested in is how you can make space for people to come to a place in such a way that they have to then renegotiate their inhabitation of that space. So not to prescribe it with a set of rules, but to deliberately almost under-describe it, to leave some degree of ambiguity or doubt within the meaning of the space, so people can actually kind of write onto it their own meanings and be conscious that they're doing that in relation to the other people who are using that space as well.
The irony is, we used to talk about ourselves as double agents, because we're the ones making the public spaces. That's the brief, make a public space. But make a public space that's paid for with private money that's looking to increase it. So, the subterfuge first was to introduce life, whether that is the presence of children or the presence of people hanging around or the presence of people just enjoying the sun and not spending any money. But the irony is that sometimes we found ourselves to be triple agents, because there we were bringing in life, but actually what we did do in turn was added the value of the situation. In the end, if we are still employed, after a couple of years in a project, it tends to be the thing which was seen as anxious making is actually the thing that's embraced.